welcome to the next edition of H. Paul Models. I've been asked to build a model for someone, and this is going to be right out of my comfort zone. It's a Tamiya Toyota Supra. It's a car. I have never built a car before, so yeah, this is going to be interesting. So anyway, let's crack on. It's very clear from the get-go, I haven't got a clue how cars go together. So this should be quite interesting. I've always been a motorcyclist. Was a large part of my life for 20 years. So yeah. It's so the instructions say let's drop some glue in there, and I'll drop the rear drive shaft and stuff into there like that. Oh my goodness, that is lovely. That's going to be really nice. That's encouraging. So the next sections, little drop of revel in there. Oh, that's it. And then that drops on there, I believe. Just get that in there. Oh, oh, this is rather nice. Get that on there like that. Yeah, that's lovely actually. What I'm going to do is a little bit of Tamiya. Just drop some in there, just to seal the deal, so to speak. And then same again. Little piece in there. On there, on there. Turn it round the other way, I think, because those two holes line up with those two pegs, and then that drops into there like that. There we go, that's it. Oh cripes. And the same again. Little dribble of Tamiya in there. There we go. That's actually very nice. Yeah, I like that. Break this. What I've done is I've painted the caliper black because it was all silver, and I thought, it doesn't look very good. So I've got to put these caps in there apparently, so they've got to go in there. Like that. Oh craps, he says. Let's try that again. Like that. And then, according to the instructions, that fits on there like that, which it does beautifully. Okay, he says as he drops it. Oh crikey. You see, with the plane, I know roughly, like, yeah, control surfaces and cockpits and all that sort of thing. With a car, I'm completely out of my comfort zone. I don't know how cars, I know engine works, and I know how to drive one, but how they go together, not a Scooby. So I've always been a motorcyclist, and I think bikes are superior to cars in every way. People may disagree with me, but that's the way I feel about it. So yeah, I'm going to put a little dab on there. That's it. And then I'll put that, oh crikey, on there. Line that up and then just hold it in position for a second. There we go. Again, that's very nice, I must admit. Like Right, let's do the other brake disc. The next step of the instructions is to fit the assembly I've just built into the car like that. But using this, a source video from the internet, this one, I've got some painting to do first. So we'll lift that back out before I fix it, do some masking, and then we'll do some painting. So I'm masking some areas and then leaving other areas not masked. So using a brand new blade, just trying to get these bits masked so I can paint it black as per the source image. Oh dear. It's which is interesting. If I can get that to come up. Oh dear. There we go. Get that up. Yes, I did tell him about this lovely silver finish, but he wants it black, so I'll do it black using the source photographs. Oh dearie me. Now the bodywork he also wants black, and it's this lovely chrome finish. So I've got my gentle sanding pad, and against my better judgment I'm just going to try and take that shine back a little bit, just so the primer's got something to stick to. Otherwise I think I may get paint runs all over the place. So yeah, gently just try and dull off that a little bit, and go from there. Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. This is ruining a perfectly good model, but never mind. It's keeping me occupied. More rubbing down, this time the bonnet, or the hood, depending on which country you're from. He's giving it a bit of a... What I'm doing is trying to take the shine off. That's all I'm doing, nothing else. Not trying to take the paint down, I'm just trying to take that varnish finish off, so the primer's got a better chance of gripping the plastic or the paint underneath. When it hits it, once the primer's on, that'll be alright. The paint can take to it, and I can gloss varnish it, polish it, paint it, gloss varnish, polish it, blah 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 blah. But at the moment it's just about taking the shine off. There's some weird lines as well in the moulding here, like there's one here. As you can see that on the camera, if I triangle it in the light, it's a weird line down there. So I'm hoping this sanding will get rid of that, or at least like not let it show through the paint. Yeah, there's some on the roof of the car as well which did manage to go, so I'm just going to keep rubbing this down until all the shine's gone. And I'm going to get out the old primer, the rattle can, and give it all a good covering. So I'll carry on with this. I'm probably going to get repetitive strain injury. Find it. So the nice finish is gone for now, and it's looking okay. So yeah, I think if I had the black, then sand it down a little bit, add another coat, sand that down a little bit, and then do the same again, I think with a bit of gloss varnish that might go back to its shiny self. So yeah, let's see what we can do with it. So with the paint, I've mixed it in the cup this time. I took it out of the pot, thinned it what it looked like, put it in the cup, and then in the cup, and then I've just been seeing if I can get a decent enough blow from the brush, because I don't want spitty paint. And it's still spitting a little bit, but then it sort of catches itself up. Otherwise I'll be rubbing this down like ever. I don't want to be doing that. So I think a little bit more thinners, just to see if I can get that to flow a bit better. So I'll carry on playing with this flow until I get it about right, and then I shall start painting. Okay, after the mammoth painting exercise, I'm now going to use an LED torch and see if I can spot any blemishes. There's a couple there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I can just, I'll put an arrow pointing towards them on the video. There's a little tiny scratch there and a couple of what I call spray dots. There's a couple on the door as well. So, try and make a note of where they are. Take my very fine brush, sanding block, and just give that a quick sanding like this. I can get rid of the blemish. I know this seems like a lot of fuss, but I want the car to have a smooth paint finish. So I take the torch again, and it's still there, just there. Just give that a little tiny bit of work. If I can get, I'm not taking the paint off, and well I am, but I'm just trying to get rid of the blemishes that I can spot on the car, like that. Use the LED, they're gone. And there was a couple on the door, there was one there. So I'll give that another sweep with a sanding block. And just basically work my way around the car and take any blemishes out that I may see. Just gentle, very, very gentle. Just dull the paintwork a tiny bit. Now this may not work for everybody, but it seems to work for me. I did this on a Lancaster build a little while ago, and it just gave the undercarriage and underside of the aircraft almost a perfect black finish. So yeah, I'll just try and do it again, because I wouldn't have thought I'd let the car go with blemished paintwork. So I'm going to carry on doing this, then I'm going to paint it again, but don't worry, I won't be filming that. Back to the build at last. I've painted the springs on the rear shocks silver. I just it's 53, sorry, gunmetal 53, because I think it just makes them stand out. You might not be able to see them, but I thought, why not? So I'm going to drop them in. I'm not going to glue them though, because I don't quite know which way they go round. Again, I'm not a car person, so this is a bit of a guesstimation on my part. Let's just see. Oh, I see, it goes in. They're not keyed, are they? Oh, I think that's got to go that way, because the way that, oh, there we go. Oh, get in there and stay there. Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm really not enjoying this. Oh, there we go, that's on. And that's on. That one's got to go into its hole and locate, as has that one. I think they're both in there. No, that one's not in there yet. Oh. Yes, it's in there now. I've spotted Tamiya on top to seal the deal. And then I hope that will stay together. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mega clamps and just pin that down for a while it dries. There we go. And I'll keep the glue. Oh crikey! Keep the glue from getting onto the tissue. Too late. Just by pure chance, I had a bit of a brainstorm, and those batteries from the devices that are soon to be banned fit in the fuel tank. I wanted to get the lights work on this model, so I'm going to take the wires through 2 holes I've pre-drilled under the car. I'll thread them through somehow, and then yeah, I shall put a USB charging circuit in it somewhere. That's to be worked out at a later date, I think. I'm thinking actually there somewhere, but we'll get to that bit. So I'm going to run the wires, hide them up, and then we'll carry on with the build. Right, next piece to go on is the exhaust. I've painted this Humber 11 because it says a weird colour in the instructions and I don't know what it is, so I just went for Humber 11. I'm just working out the pegs. That looks good. So let's glue that into place, if that still comes out. There we go, that's good. Put some glue in now. Here we go, line them up and push them on. Hopefully first time. Oh, that's very nice. I must admit, having built the A10 and finding Tamiya stuff to be a bit buffy, this is turning out to be quite nice. Quite a different experience. Right, front bit of the car. Put a little, bit in there, a little bit in there. This up and drop that into its pinholes. Like that. And then the 2 suspension units that I've painted again, same as the rear ones. They're very nice, I must admit, they do look good. And that's going to be a tad bit of glue in there. A little bit of glue in there. Get that settled in its hole. Oh Christ, that's that one. There is that one. Like that. And apparently this bit, a tad bit of glue on there. In there, and then that drops on top. Next piece. Oh. Like that. And according to the instructions, that drops in there somehow. Oh. Right. Off camera, I fitted the brake discs into the axle points and the bar across, and I must admit, I like that. I know it's simple, but I like that. Right, it's time to start the interior. So what I've done is I've painted some of the details in a metallic paint, added the clocks and dry brushed some of these vents just to bring them out, because otherwise I think they're going to be lost inside the model. So next step is get the indicator light column on. We'll give that a bit of a squidge in there and then put that in there like so, and make sure it's square because it's going to look absolutely awful if it's lopsided. That's it. Oh yes, I'm doing the left hand drive version because the guy I'm building this for is Lithuanian, and he's always wanted one at home. So yeah, poor guy's here on his own and he's got a bit homesick, and you know, I thought, well, why not? So there we go. I'll let that go off. Make sure that's all nice and square, which it is. Yeah, that looks beautiful.
So I'll let that dry.
Interior seats, I've used a bit of rusty red weathering powder just to bring out the highlights and the lines on the seats and to add a little bit of wear and tear onto the seats. So it looks like the car's been used. So I'm going to lock all that in with a bit of gloss varnish. Very, very light coat. Is that done? These two seats, just an absolute smidgen. That's it. Lock that in, and when that goes off, I'm hoping the gloss varnish will bring out the red. Well, I haven't skipped a couple of sets, don't worry. What I'm doing is, the battery in the fuel tank, I've got to charge it. So, I've made a hole under the number plate where that's going to go, and I've got a charging circuit. And I'm just figuring out how to put it in there. There's a nice parcel shelf there, and I think with a bit of fettling, if I take this out now, carefully so I don't break anything, that's it, and then put this charging circuit in there, oh cripes, like that. The slot is there, ready for the USB lead. I might need to pack it out a little bit, but number plate will clip in and cover that up because I won't glue that bit, and then it can be charged for the lights and batteries that I plan to install later. So to hold the charging circuit where it's going to go, I've cut 4 of these screw numbers off. I'm just going to drop a bit of glue in each corner, and then drop these where the board's going to go. One there, and that will act as a shim to line it up better with the hole, like that. I'll just try and get them a bit square, and then that will nicely sit on there, in hopes, like that. And that lines up with the hole very nicely for the USB charger lead. So I put 4 dabs of super glue on my number sprue thingies and pick up my circuit board, and I'm going to drop that in there like that and then line it up with the hole, and that will hopefully hold it in place. Used to go that way, little tiny tad like that. That's it. And I can tack solder the wires on, I'm not too fussed about, that'll be fine. So yeah, the hole lines up really nicely with the number plate like that. I just need a little bit of argy-barging about, but that'll be fine. That's all good. So the charging circuit's in. I've used Humbrol's own filler, mixed in with a bit of the old poly cement, and I've poly cemented 2 bits of screw to stop it being pushed when the lead goes in. So hopefully that'll hold it in place. He can charge it whenever he wants, once it's all wired and finished. Putting the seats in. The instruction says that goes there, so a little line there, a little line there, a couple of dabs on each corner, and then where the screw bit was, put that on inside the door. And there's the first one in. Oh. There we go, that's that one in. And then that one. Very nice. Yeah, that's absolutely lovely actually, really nice. Well, I've got the console in, but it's still loose. I'm not gluing that just yet because I want to fit this. I'm just going to very gently, he says, A little bit of glue around there, a little bit of glue in there. Pick that up and then drop that in. Hopefully it will all line up and not give me any nightmares. And it's in. Oh, that is beautiful. That is very nice. I don't even see it on the camera, but that is fitted perfect. I must admit, this is, well, it's just very well built. Very well built. Where I can get the body into the chassis. So I've wired the battery across the charger and I've got that on charge, and I'm just going to fit, I've wired the switch as well, but the positive and negative are far enough apart, there's going to be no worries there. And what I'll do for the lights is I'll bring that back under the chassis, under this bit, because there's plenty of room before I put the body on. I've got the LEDs stuck into place in the car, so the headlights, which I've painted silver, and rear lights, which will be red, and there's a red decal to go over top of them, so they'll glow red. So it's time to put this all together. Yeah. Let's take the charger out. I'm going to prove it just by not holding the charge board. That's it. So we get a little bit of Tamiya, not Tamiya, Rebel Blue, wherever that's gone. There it is. And some of this into these 4 pots. I'm going to very carefully fit that together and then put the wires away. So what I've got to try and do is get a pair of tweezers and just guide this wire out the way of that exhaust while I just clip that in. You see I've cut a slot for the switch so it fits flush against the body like that, and then we just push it together, get it into its holes if I can. That's it, the switch wire's gone a bit awry, but we can overcome that. There's nothing to worry about. That's in. That's in there. Right, time to fix the glass inside. So I'm wearing gloves to prevent fingerprints. I'm just making sure it's a good fit, which it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is get it in position, and then using a little bit of Tamiya, this stuff, I'm going to try and just glue that into position. A little dab there, a little dab on there, and just generally spot it around where I can, where there's pillars or hoods, so hopefully it won't notice so much. And just a little bit there as well. I'm going to let that go off. Just finished wiring the LEDs into the battery charger and whatnot. Headlights are working really well, and then one of the tail lights has blown. So I'll have to turn it all off and disconnect that and put a new one in. I've done a bit of fault finding. It's definitely the lead, because when I put that across there the right way, it comes on. If I can put it around the right way, there we go, it comes on. So yeah, it's the LED that's failed. So I'll quickly change that out and then carry on. I've got the chassis and the body together, so I'm just going to run a bead of Tamiya down each one of those. Like that, to keep that in place, hopefully, he says. there's 2 points there that look like they should go together, so I'm going to put those two together too. And up the back here there's another 2 there, which are going to get the same treatment. There we go. So in 5 to 10 minutes I'm hoping that'll all stay in one piece. So I've got the windscreen wipers on, the headlights on and the rear lights on now. I did that off camera because it was a fettly job, and well, this video's long enough now. So bonnet or hood, depending on which area of the world you come from, I suppose. Let's see what this looks like. So somehow I'm going to cut that off and not damage the paintwork, which will be amazing. Slow cut with a scalpel, I think's the order of the day. Like that. That's quite good actually, that's not too bad. I'll just give that a little, and I do believe that fits in there quite nicely, like that. That's not too bad at all actually. Yeah, so it can be lifted, so you can see the engine, and back down again. Not too bad at all. So the car's finished, number plate's on, covering up the USB port, all the lights are on. So now I'm going to try something, and I don't know if it's a good idea or not. A little tiny bit of auto glim car polish, and just work it in to the model. See if I can get this thing to shine. I'm hoping it's not going to take the gloss varnish off. No, there's no sign of paint on the brush, so I'm going to carry on. I'm hoping that will give me a nice glossy shiny coat. It might not work at all, but until you try you don't know these things. So anyway, I'm going to carry on polishing this car up, and then we'll see what it looks like when I've polished it. There we go, my version of the Tamiya Toyota Supra with turning wheels. Woohoo! It's been an interesting build. Not one of my favourite builds, I must admit, but I'm not a car person, so there you go. For car enthusiasts, I think it's a brilliant model. Anyway, if you like the video, please give me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next edition. Cheers!